Hey, everybody, welcome to Three Fat Truckers. We're your hosts. I'm Bill. Joining me, as always, are my two fantastic co hosts, Dave and Steve. How's it going, guys?
Well, apparently I'm fantastic today.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Or is he spick and span? Which cleaner?
I'm going bald. And all I got to do is get a little green.
There you go. Hey, good day, everybody. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, episode 41. Recorded on Saturday, September 9th, 2023. Link to the show notes will be in the description. What do we got this week, fellas?
Kind of a weird week with having the holiday on, just kind of a short week. And
Did you actually work the holiday, or did you?
no, I actually had 3 days off. And
Because usually that don't mean nothing. A holiday like
Yeah.
that
Still
for a
had
Monday or a
54
Friday.
hours.
yeah, I was still like,
That's
Bill
all.
said.
I had 96.
Wow, for a 4-day week.
Yeah, but you work 2 days
that
every
was-
day.
No, that was for a 7-day week. I was hitting 96 hours
Oh.
2 weeks in a row there for a while.
No, we were pretty good, and I had a pretty good weekend. Oh, by the way,
The weekend ain't over.
no, I'm criticizing our center bottom guy about.
The bottom
mu-
square for the win.
Yeah, the bottom square of the square here must have had a bad night last night. He couldn't make it to breakfast.
I woke up when I sent that. I woke
Hey.
up because I was going to come down here and do some work, and then I woke up and I had such a splitting headache, and my neck was hurting so damn bad that I just said, "No, fuck it."
Well,
I ain't gonna do it."
I have a task for you, Dave. The next time
Yep.
you go to Nick's
Yep.
with your golden tongue of gab,
Yep.
get me the recipe for that corned beef hash
Okay.
so I can make some down here.
You like
You know,
that,
I
don't you?
ordered that not last
Oh,
weekend, but
it's delicious.
That's the same thing Craig says. He says, I cannot get used to having real corned beef hash.
Well, and
tasted
it was
like they was
long and
using-
stringy, and
well, it
I
tasted
mean,
like pastrami, is what it tasted
Yeah.
like to me.
Oh,
It
well,
was
that's
a little
'cause-
salty.
hey, Bill, it tasted like a bundle full of love. Just it was. I mean, the very first time I ordered it, we're out.
They were out.
And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, how the hell can you be out of corned beef hash? Because I didn't know that they made it there,
Yeah, they make
and
it.
that's why
that
they
was
was out
an
because it
actual
was
corned
people
beef.
come. Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't open the can, throw it out on the fryer and eat
No
it
way.
up.
Well, and now when I come, it's going to be I need 2 orders for here and 2 orders to go.
I can't imagine that. I wonder how many corned beef shanks or whatever they make.
Well, since I bet he don't do a lot during the week, but I bet he does probably 4 for the weekends. Time you pull them apart, nice, them nice.
Now, does he only have it
Seven.
on the weekend?
No, I think it's on the menu all the time, but
in case
See,
we didn't mention it, we're talking about
this is a
restaurant
3-track trucker restaurant approval.
Yeah, a three FT approved restaurant, Nick's Junction in Roanoke, Indiana. By God, it's right outside of
We
Fort
start
Wayne.
the show right off with food. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's how we
I
do-
mean, I think that's one of the
Did
reasons
you
people
see
listen.
the thing I posted on our Facebook of that barbecue contest down in Texas?
Yeah.
Where they listed how much meat that they went through and served.
Mhm.
Oh
Yep.
my God. It was,
Crazy.
yes.
But that's the way I can remember us going through when we had the Rib Fest here in Fort Wayne. Just surprising how much meat you go through. Let's see here. It says the best Western Nugget Rib Cook-Off down here in Texas. Yeah, 250,000 pounds of ribs. That's
What's
everybody else
That's
can
3
eat.
truckloads.
I was trying to find that.
Yeah.
I can eat me some ribs. I ain't gonna lie. I could be
Did you-
stuffed. I could be stuffed from eating something else and then eat a full rack of ribs.
Did you read my little story about them
I ain't read
canceling
shit.
NASCAR drivers, and I'm in an argument with this guy on there.
Oh, you're in an argument?
Oh yeah, it's been going on. He wrote out
You'll
a big Bible, and I haven't got back. His
You'll get
name's
sent
Ted
to
O'Connor.
Facebook jail again.
Well, I know it, but we're just chatting back and forth. So
250,000 pounds of ribs
it's just a bit, isn't it?
between August 30th and September 4th. That is a lot of
That is a lot of ribs.
That's a
though.
4 day. That's a 4 day rib. Well, we used to go through. They used
Well,
to.
hold
I
on.
know-
You're in Texas. That's probably only 3 cows.
Up
because everything's big in Texas, Bill.
up there in Fort Wayne, we had
Uh,
one semi full. We would go through for Fort Wayne, so that's
Yeah.
20,000 pounds
Oh yeah.
yep, everything's bigger.
in
Everything.
Texas. Let's let's do a quick talk here on a little thing that me and Bill experienced this week, and kind of give a shout out and see if we can do something. I do a little bit of free advertising for somebody on our personal opinion, even though Bill had to change his, but he didn't get a full link on that. But if you want, Bill, just drop down in the show notes there. I went ahead and posted the information so you would know what we're talking about.
Okay, I'm looking.
It would
Um,
be right underneath. Where did I put it?
Peterbilt builds
Nope.
100.
It
No,
was I think it's the very first one. It's above Hathaway. Yeah.
Alcon Corporation, keeping the world moving and working.
That's the one.
We talk about air system on.
This
Okay.
company, Steve, come
Oh,
in.
okay. Yeah. So we've been asked to do a little quick commentary on a couple of pieces of equipment that's been.
Well,
Uh,
I asked them if we could do it because me and Bill has been the ones that's mostly used what they've done. All right. So,
Dave has had more experience with it because one of these things. Okay, we're going to talk about a couple things. One is an automatic air system for trailers like gondolas or dump. Well, anything actually, it will automatically drop the front axle. Like if you have a spread, some trailers have a system where you close a valve and it'll air up the
pick the axle up.
front. But if you're empty, you can lift that up and it saves you some fuel. Whatever. Well, we've had. I can only imagine it's because we've had enough drivers screw these things up that they put an automatic system where it senses an excess of weight inside the trailer, and then it adds uh, air to
Yeah.
the front bags accordingly.
It's set off of a pressure gauge on the back axle for the
Yeah.
air pressure. And when you set the brakes, it dumps everything clean because you know how guys didn't dump flatbeds and then they'd fold dollies over when the thing would set
So
down.
the
Well,
problem, though,
I thought you meant on the dump trailers when you're supposed to dump your suspension for you dump so the damn thing don't flip over.
It would probably work on that too, I would
it would.
assume. Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
the problem I had right away was
The
sometimes
system worked great. It wasn't
it
the
didn't.
system.
It really didn't work for me. But let's assume it did. The problem I have is not being able to control it myself because the gondola trailers are 53-foot trailers. Now imagine a 53-foot trailer and you're downtown Pittsburgh and the only axle that trailer is sitting on is all the way to the tail end of that trailer. You ain't making turns in Pittsburgh without hurting something or somebody with a situation like that. So I
Yeah.
told him right away. I'm like, well, here right now, I can tell you right off the smack. My first problem is the fact that I don't have any control over it.
Well, that's why they always had an auxiliary cord on stuff like that on a spread or something like that you could flip your dash and kill that axle so you can make the turn so it can
Well,
Yeah.
slide.
I did do some research with Tom, and yes, they have a box back there, but they have
Mhm.
it sealed, so you could. But like Bill was saying, the driver needs to be able to access that
Yeah.
sometimes.
Have
Because
control over it.
Right.
the problem that this was solving was not a matter of convenience. The problem this was solving was they wanted to take that away from the driver. They wanted to take that control away from the driver just so that we can dumb it down just that much more
Well,
for everybody.
But
You know.
and you tell them why. Tell them why. Guys wouldn't.
Well,
They
yeah,
would
no,
not.
they would.
They would
We
drive down the highway with the airbags dumped.
Yeah, they would. Fully loaded, driving. I know they've driven all the way back from three and
Chicago.
4 states away. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Can you
It's-
say lazy?
I could say
I don't.
stupid.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that
think.
too.
I think
Uh,
more
Stupid and
stupid,
lazy?
not lazy. I think it's
Well,
uninformed.
I
Well,
see
the-
more lazy out there when you see, and it's van trailers though, but all these big name companies where they take them and have thousands and thousands of trailers and they drop 100 at one warehouse, and you got to roll the axles all the way to the back and then go in there and pick them up. You see them going on the road with the 53 footers with the wheels all the way back all the time because they're too friggin' lazy to get there and slide them up where they're supposed to be.
Okay, Bill, I gotta say this real quick. He thinks that's lazy. Wait till we talk to the next one.
Oh,
Well,
so the other piece of equipment they've added to one of our van trailers is it's electric, but I think it uses air pressure as its
The
power
air
source
switches.
to drop the dollies on the trailer, so you don't have to crank it. It's slow AF.
No, it's
Uh,
not.
you know how
well,
many companies used to have assign a dolly handle to a truck, and they didn't leave them on the trailers, and
I
you had to
remember
use your
that.
own
Yeah.
handle?
I
Yeah.
used to have one of my own because I
Yep.
would run into
Yes.
a situation where I needed that. But
Yeah. You
no,
get out
this
there.
this technology, I'm behind it. I wouldn't use it, but for like we've got a couple of guys in pushing their 80s working for us, and if you can come up with things that'll keep them, if they want to keep working, this will allow them to keep working without throwing out their damn shoulder, because you do, especially if you back up under a trailer that was dropped by somebody with a higher set frame
Or lower.
or lower. I mean,
I got Bill this week bad, Steve.
oh god, he dropped it so low my tires wouldn't even go under it.
You
But
gotta remember, dude. Every time I unhooked my truck, I had to put my fifth wheel to the very back
Yeah.
because I had a 12 or 15 foot slide for the plate
yeah, he did.
with 4 axles, and yeah, if you didn't have the plate to the back, you weren't hooking to nothing.
Yeah. So anyway, we've been told to. What has been your experience with these things, Dave? Are you liking it or what?
So far on the gondola, I only had to go to Wabash and back and unload one. And what it did is when I set the brakes, it dumps all the bags so I can back into the dock, set the brakes, it lowers when they bobcat them off. Or when I was going down the highway, when there was no pressure on the back axle, it picked the front axle up automatically. I'm the kind of guy that you can leave the axle down to me, but our boss thinks it's wearing out tires because it's skidding them. So he wants the guys to bring them up so they don't skid the tires. But I don't know if it saves that much tire or it probably does. I mean, mine's probably coming from just old school of doing it. I kind of like once, because there's been times I've backed into spots and I looked and see a dip and I will cut the trailer there knowing that the front axle's going to bite to get the ass. And, I see that. So that just takes away from one of
Yeah, I
the
guess
options you have.
one thing just
How good are they at picking up something heavy with the air though? Because I can remember in the day having to crank up a van trailer
yeah.
that has 40,000 on it,
Yeah.
and you got it in low, and it's everything you can do to crank
Yeah.
it up and
No,
not break
this,
and not snap the handle.
yeah.
No.
Is the air deal? Will it
It,
lift
Or
up
your
a heavy
it's
load?
not.
shoulder.
It's actually electric. The only thing that's air is the switch. It's you hit the switch.
Sure.
But the electric,
How much
it's
power has it got? I mean,
it's quite a bit because it'll.
is it?
I had to
Well,
pick it
will it
up.
lift a fully loaded trailer
Okay.
up
Yes,
that's been
yes,
dropped too low?
Okay.
yeah.
That's what.
See, the reason I didn't know is because
Is there
I
still a high low on it?
And yeah, because but it's on the crank and it has a weird crank. The crank has a you pull
So
the
the
crank
switch is out there by side the.
right,
yeah,
Okay.
well, 9 feet away from it, but yeah,
not 9 feet away.
yeah, it's
The
it's
next
it's
county.
it's pretty far. It's like down along that wind
If
thing
you
that they
if you
put
put your arms straight out, you could touch the crank and the button
if you
both.
bend over a little bit.
But Kim didn't buy it. This company come to us.
You hear
They're
the
out.
wind whistling through his butthole there, didn't you?
Yeah.
One leg in the air for balance.
This company's out of Fremont, Ohio. Over there, we're six and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know who come over and talked to us, but we're trying this stuff out for them. So I thought, let's do a podcast because me and Bill both have had a little experience with this. Well,
Yeah.
and I wrote them a letter. I got on their website and I sat down and I wrote them a nice long letter saying we were going to do this. We reviewed it. You're more than welcome to go on there and listen to our remarks. But so
What's the name of the company? Alcon Corporation.
Alcon Corporation,
Yeah,
yes.
Hey, Bill, I got a question for you.
sure.
When you dump a dump trailer, what direction should your tractor be facing with the trailer? Jackknifed, straight ahead, in line with the trailer? What?
Straight
Well,
ahead.
it
That
all
way.
I
depends.
seen a TikTok video of one of your drivers. I'm not going to say who it was, but uh,
One of our drivers is on TikTok.
with his phone taking a picture of him, a video of him, a TikTok, dumping his dump trailer with his truck completely jackknifed
I'm not
inside a
saying I
building.
haven't done that.
And I'm thinking, I'm waiting for it to. I'm always waiting for it to tip over. I mean, because
What
it
trailer
looked
was it?
terrible.
602, 603,
No, I think it was a regular
the triaxles.
triaxle.
If it
Yeah,
was a
and
triaxle, it was
You
probably
can
okay.
dump that on the side of a mountain
Yeah.
sideways. It ain't gonna tip over.
But
But
I
the-
think it was. But he's taking TikTok videos and stuff, and I'm like, dude,
I'll have to look that up. I didn't see
if they
that.
catch you doing that, they're gonna fire you.
And in case it hasn't come to you yet already, why that's a bad idea, I'll explain. Fifth wheels have a fulcrum in the middle, and they go like this.
Don't
If
use
you
them big words with us truck
you turn
drivers.
you turn a trailer to it
I
like
is
this.
a truck driver.
I is. I seen a video a long time ago where a guy had his door open and the trailer rolled over and took the door off. Didn't hit
Oh,
the
yeah.
truck, but took
I've-
the door off.
I've seen them go over right in front of me.
Yep.
The bad place we used to go when it was years ago was over there at Kankakee, Illinois, at Kankakee, Birmingham scrapyard. And I think they've been bought out since then. You see guys go in there with dump trailers and lift them up and fall over,
Yep.
like one after another, because there wasn't a flat spot in that place.
I had one roll over and touch the wall, and didn't roll over. It just went over and touched the beam for the overhead
It
crane.
was just tired a little bit. leaning
Yeah,
against the
it just
wall.
leaned over against the, but it was a 40-foot steel dump in Defiance, dumping number 2 bundles back there for the foundry for the engine blocks.
Defiance used to suck. Oh man,
I hauled so many bundles into that place.
I remember going to secondary metals or someplace like that years ago, and I was dumping one, and we thought it was gonna turn over, so the guy in the crane just kind of put his grapple up against it and just kind of followed it all the way
Yep.
up and held me, and I'm like, man, this is some gank. Time to do some sketchy shit.
Yeah.
Sketchy
Well,
shit.
mine was up and it fell over probably just enough. It started to pick the tires off the ground and it hit the beam of the side of the building. And the overhead crane went up there and stuck a magnet in the back, pulled it back over straight. The rest of the bundles fell out and down I brought it.
I am not going to be the first guy to tip a trailer over at Riley. That is
I think it's already happened, hasn't it?
well, yeah,
Oh,
602
yeah.
before we started
Yep.
working there.
Oh,
It's-
Ed flipped
Yeah.
that one over.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, there we give a shout out to
There
them.
you go.
We kind of give our little opinion of what we had. I kind of do like the air dollies because sometimes it's just nice not to have to get. And I don't understand why technology has been so good on so much, but we still use 1920 technology of putting dollies up and down. I'm not saying
I think
this
it's
is the
When
because-
best.
something ain't broke, you don't fix it, Dave.
Yeah, that's going to be the attitude of people. They
You
just-
know, the other thing that amazes me, we still do trains the way they started back in the 1700s. The same
right.
with.
We've had this conversation. You want
Yeah.
to rip up all the rails and make them another foot wider?
Yeah.
A
And
foot wider.
and who
Well,
decided?
because
they're
at
the
some
width of a
point they
stagecoach.
decided
That's
to
what they
make 'em-
measured them off of.
yeah.
Yeah. And it amazes me how much weight we haul, and it's just funny. I love it that things didn't change. So
We figured shit out 300 years ago, and we haven't done nothing to change
ain't changed nothing.
Except
Ain't
for
been-
that box you talk in that telephone.
That telephone box.
Oh, that
Ain't got no wires.
we were talking about that on one of my other podcasts today. In fact, I was mentioning how these phones are the one of those inventions in human history that like touches the lives of literally everybody. No matter.
I'm
if you're-
still waiting for the flying car bill. That
You know
I
what?
can
We
afford.
should have been. I think we were supposed to have that in the 80s.
Well, it's funny. I watched Back to the Future today. They're having a 1, 2, 3, and I was watching 2.
You were bored.
Well, it was just on in the background.
Classic, man.
And 2
bet.
comes on there, and it's the 80s, and he's going, we're going to 2015, and they have flying cars. And I'm like, wait a minute. I lived through 2015. We still ain't got them.
Wasn't that old Tim Wilson, rest in peace, where the F is my jetpack?
Oh, yeah. From the Jetson days. By the way, guys, let's give a shout out to Hotel Engine.
Hotel
we,
engine.
Yeah, we did the interview with there at the
Yep.
truck show.
Expedite.
Yeah.
That's
By the
cool.
way, I got all our rooms for mats through them, and we saved
Good.
$1,000.
There we go.
So
Good reason to use them, huh?
yes, they did
Guess
a
we can start
wonderful.
So
talking about that now. Then next
Yeah.
year, 2024, the Mid America Trucking Show. Oh, I
Oh
can't
yeah,
wait! I
Yeah.
can't wait! I can't
I'm
wait!
gonna try and get to a couple other ones
Well, one of them
here
you want to
soon.
go to was this weekend because it's at the bottom of the page there we talked about.
Yeah, it wasn't happening this like my
Yeah.
schedule's booked for the rest of this year.
But
But yeah, we're
yeah,
gonna.
we
I want to try and do maybe Reno and Houston next year, and
and I want to get to Highway
up
80.
to Walcott. Yep.
Yeah, we get it up to Walcott. So
At least get around and do some interviews.
We
And
ought to do Walcott if nothing else.
ain't nothing wrong. We can drive over there on a weekend. We
Yep.
don't have to set up or nothing. We'll just go over and do our daily one. I'll get a damn trailer painted up so we look like we're right in business.
Oh, dude, I found a car I wanted to buy that I would get it wrapped with 3 vat truckers. It was one of them
Old
mini.
hearses.
No, it was a mini truck, but it was a van. And I gotta pull it up here. If I send it to you, Bill, I'll let you. I don't know if I can. Yeah, we'll see here. I know I can find it, but I tried talking the guy into doing some trading, and he didn't want to trade. There it is. I think it's pretty cool looking. Can we see that
Yeah.
right there, Dave? Look,
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's almost like a VW
Now
bus
I'm
was
hungry for
smaller,
toast.
yeah.
but that would be. It was pretty cool. Well, let's get the rest of our news here. We're gonna get backed up on time.
There's a lot of news in there I put in there today. So
Yeah, you did.
well, go ahead and
Rich
let's
get-
talk about
The rich get richer.
let's see if
Well,
Hertzway and
And-
back.
and isn't he the one that's giving all when he does die? Is giving it all away to
See, it's what he says, but
something
yeah, they all say
charities
there.
or yeah.
All right. And of course, they're referring to Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway quietly made an $8.2 billion acquisition that taps into the electric vehicle boom. Oh, God. Do I really have to read this? Oh, this is from Yahoo News dated March 1, 2023. And according to this, it says it's a 2-minute read. That seems risky.
Yeah,
Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, which, by the way, neither one of those names are his, paid $8.2 billion to acquire Pilot Travel Centers in January. The investor's company raised its stake in the truck stop chain from 38.6% to 80%. So
I think that's
Pilot
the controlling
represents-
percent
I would say Pilot
because
has
he spent
partnered.
the rest of his money on the Cleveland Browns.
That's just one of those things you buy because you've been drinking a little too much.
Yeah.
Uh,
too much wine late night and a credit card.
yeah.
That's. I mean, I make bad
Infomercials.
Amazon.
Hey, honey, your order's here. It's a whole football team.
Your order's 10 stops away. Would you like to see it on the map?
Them guys are all packed into a van. All somebody give me some elbow room.
Oh,
Got the Gatorade.
Pilot has partnered with GM and Volvo to develop charging networks for electric vehicles. Oh, thank God. Finally, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway quietly made a multi-billion-dollar acquisition in January. The company's annual report shows the deal promises to boost its exposure to the booming electric vehicle industry. The famed investors conglomerate purchased 41.4% of Pilot Travel Centers for about $8.2 billion in January 31st. I wouldn't have gave him $5 for Pilot. The transaction lifted
Just for a cup of coffee.
Jeez.
That is. Bill went to
You
one.
gotta
He
hold
wouldn't
a
even.
gun to somebody's head.
Yeah,
to
he
get a
wouldn't
full
even
pot
cop
of
him
coffee.
one.
I usually try to walk right out.
Bought
with a coffee.
$700 of fuel. I can't get a cup of coffee free. Come
For
on.
real.
Oh, I remember going in Flying J, and they always gave you that red cup, dude. Get your free
Yeah.
coffee. Yeah. I seen a thing today, real quick, Bill. It said Dunkin' Donuts, and it said you could eat these 17 donuts, or you can have this 32-ounce pumpkin spice latte chilled coffee that has 1,368 grams of sugar in it.
I'd rather have the donuts.
That drink is giving white women diabetes.
Oh my goodness! Yep. So So sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. The famed investors conglomerate purchased 41.4. Okay, I've had Pilot is the largest operator of travel centers in North America with more than 650 locations. Under the Pilot Flying J, Pilot Travel Centers, and Mr. Fuel brands. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
It offers gas, restrooms, parking, and fast food restaurants and amenities such as laundry and showers to truck drivers and other motorists. The truck stop group grew its revenues from $20 billion in 2017 to $45 billion in 2021 and now generates more than $1 billion in yearly pre-tax earnings.
That's because you've seen the price of fuel. That's how that jumped so
All I
much.
know is it says on the side of their gas tankers, "Best coffee on the interstate."
I
That's
got
right.
news for them.
They're lying.
Somebody, I mean, what are you comparing it to?
I
Like
don't
some
know. You're comparing it to that place in New York City in Manhattan that says best coffee in the world in the little window.
No, they plugged a percolator into a 12-volt battery and then made a pot. And yeah, I guess it's better than this.
Well,
Moreover, Pilot partnered with General Motors last year to establish a national network of 2,000 EV charging stations, that's electric vehicle, charging stations by 2026. It also intends to work with Volvo to develop a similar network for battery powered trucks. Berkshire's controlling stake in the company should mean it benefits from those infrastructure buildouts. Berkshire already owns a significant stake in BYD, a Chinese EV company and key rival to Elon Musk's Tesla. However, it has been cashing out profits from the lucrative wager in recent months. Buffett built Berkshire into one of the world's biggest companies by investing in public companies such as Apple and Coca Cola and acquiring scores of businesses, including Geico and Duracell. However, Buffett and his team have struggled to find bargains in recent years as stocks have soared and private both private equity firms and special purpose acquisition companies have bid up the price of acquisitions.
a lot of
Okay.
big words in there.
Now hold on. I was trying to think of something really funny for that acronym BYD.
Yeah.
I got things running through my head. And I'm like,
Bring your dick.
uh,
Ah.
battery, you dead. I was trying to think of something funny. That's all I could come up with. But
Yeah.
yeah, it said Chinese. Battery, your battery, you dead.
Your battery, you dead.
Anyway,
You
sorry.
need charging. You need charging.
I was trying to think of
We
something.
charge you now.
Now you pay. You
Oh,
pay
my
now.
goodness.
You break, you buy.
Oh.
Their luck seemed to change last year. Berkshire, a net seller of stocks in both 2020 and 2021, bought a net $34 billion of stocks in 2022. It also acquired insurer Allegheny for about $12 billion and repurchased $8 billion worth of Berkshire shares.
That's your Allegheny, by the way, too.
Yeah,
You can deal with him all over the place, aren't you?
right. I can't get away from this dude, man. I wonder if he knows me. Berkshire put over 500, or well, no, Berkshire put over 53 billion to work in 2022, more than during the prior 2 years combined. James Sheridan, a senior equity research analyst at Edward Jones, told Insider in an email. Q1 2023 is off to a strong start, he added, pointing to Berkshire acquiring Pilot and spending about $700 million on buybacks in the first 6 months of this year.
6 weeks.
That's pretty good when you're paying $700 million
That's
for
a
your
lot of-
buybacks of your stock.
That's a lot of large numbers to be just throwing
Yeah.
money around, isn't it?
I gotta have to take my socks off. We're gonna keep counting that high.
Yeah,
Lucky you got that 6 toe.
I know it.
so the question I think most of us are going to be asking
Is all
I
let
think
me
it's mainly for cars because
let-
there ain't
let
a whole
me-
lot of semis yet that are.
let me
doing electric.
reword what I was just getting ready to say so it's not improper and racist and everything else. Hopefully all those electric vehicles at the Pilot will be all the sweatpants drivers
The
will have
racist
electric
got you
trucks.
stuttering for the second there because you
If
couldn't
you
get it
can't
out.
think of a nice way to say it,
Just spit
there
it
isn't
out,
a nice way to say it.
The
Remember,
the
disclaimer, we're not here to offend
Let's put it
anybody.
this way: Are
We're
they
here to
giving
offend
away?
everybody.
Yeah,
are they
are
going to
they
put
gonna
all
give away an
the flip
Adidas
flop
tracksuit with every
with every electric vehicle? Well,
and
they
a
won't be at the Pilot now, or they won't be at the Love, so that might be a little
I don't know.
start.
Them tracksuits are that velour. It might be too much static.
Oh, that's true.
because you can't just have a
Slide right,
tracksuit.
yeah.
You've got to have about
He could
13
just rub
pounds
his
of
rub
jewelry
his
hanging.
hands together or legs together and get a spark and charge
That's
Do
them.
what
not
happens
know
when
why
you're.
you Americans talking about this all the time. This makes no sense.
That's what you do when you're out in Nevada
Uh,
along the road and need a little juice.
Slide
Rub
your
your
feet like
yeah,
cross
rub your
carpet. There you go. Peterbilt. What are we talking about Peterbilts for?
Peterbilt built a lot of trucks this year. Or
You know what?
well,
I got dry mouth. Take it away, Steve.
I don't know. Peterbilt builds 100,000th model 389 as production in nears. This is by today's Trucking News, September 8th, 2023. That was just yesterday.
see, I'm getting a little better with updated news, ain't I?
I like it when our news is 2 weeks old. What we got here? Peterbilt has manufactured the 100,000th model 389 truck at its plant in Denton, Texas. I know somebody that lives there.
I've never been to Denton.
Shout
Texas.
out to you, Ricky. Okay. Reaching the milestone on September 7th, the Model 389 was introduced in 2006 and ends its production run at the end of this year. So get them while they last, boys. When it will be replaced by the Model 589. Wasn't that the one they just
Yeah,
unveiled
we did the show on that.
at the Speedway there?
Sure did.
Massey Motor Freight based in Nacogdoches, Texas. We all know where that's at, don't we, boys?
Sure do.
Because right down from there is a good place to get cheesy chicken enchiladas. Never mind. Was handed the keys to the truck, outfitted with limited release model 389X. The X makes it special. Special edition package. Just 1,389 of those trucks will be made. And here's a
I'd like
picture.
to buy one of those and throw it in a warehouse for 40 years, and then drag it back out and say, okay, who wants it?
Here we got a picture of the gentleman that's bought it. Congratulations from Peterbilt with a sign in front of his new truck at the plant. Troy Massey is a longtime Peterbilt customer who recognizes the craftsmanship and performance and durability of the Model 389 and is the perfect customer to receive this milestone truck. Peterbilt General Manager and Pack Car Vice President Jason Skoog said in a press release, the fleet operates 325 units. It's a great honor to receive the 100,000th Model 389 and celebrate this milestone with Peterbilt, said Troy Massey. Massey Motor Freight's long-standing relationship with Peterbilt is based on the common values our companies represent and our commitment to exceed customer expectations.
Excellent job there, brother.
Well,
Good job.
it's not a bad. I mean, you think they'd have had a little better picture, just them blocking the front of
Yeah.
it. But,
Well, we all seen a 389, so
oh, yeah.
I-
Well, I had one.
yeah, you had one basically. So
But
So, are they still making the 379, or is it
the
just
379 went away, and it was the 389.
okay?
Now the 389's gone, and they're going to this
580,
589.
They're not.
They're
gonna
getting
keep-
more. The long hoods are about gone. And
they're still
going
they're still doing the long hoods. The only thing is they're making them wider now. They're putting
they're a little more
the
aerodynamic
fives
and stuff.
the 579 cabs on the 389 bodies basically.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I'll do the next one, guys, since it's simple and easy. We'll just get it out of the way real quick.
It's
This
one
weekend-
line.
Yeah, I know it. I wrote it. I did all the research on all these. So, the Reno Truck Show was this weekend, and we had a lot of our friends I seen posting about it. A lot of our contents up there making it. But yeah, they had the annual National Covered and Truck Show in Reno, Nevada, and I guess it's a pretty big deal. I guess the night run through the city is what I read up on it. That They light up all the
It's
casino
the
lights.
biggest little town in the country.
Yeah, and all the trucks, and they have the light show down through there. So I guess that would be pretty cool to see. So, but that was running on this weekend, and hopefully next year we'll get out there and we'll get
And
some
in the
we'll
show
get
notes
some
here,
content.
there's a link on here with a bunch of truck pictures.
Yeah, if you click on the
bunch.
link on the bottom of the page, it'll give you a good sample of what you can see out there.
There'll be a link to the full show notes, so you'll have access to these links either the description for the YouTube or the in the show notes for the audio only. It just takes you to our website, 3ftpodcast.org.
Yep. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
a little bit of show notes, a little bit of work week, a little bit of checking some stuff out, throwing some love out for some stuff we tried. Let's see if we can get into a little bit of funny now.
Funny. I don't
Funny.
know about that.
Yeah.
Bill never believes me, so.
Well, you're kind of hard to believe at times.
Well, I do. I know. I will say, I'm going to build up to it. I think I found the funniest joke,
You think you found?
the best joke.
You think?
When we get to it, I'll let you know and give you how everything hooks together here.
Well,
Okay.
we better rush through this, believe it
Okay.
or not. Then, first one is titled "Man Rises from the Dead." A Texas man rises from the dead, so we have been told. Charlie Three Finger Jackson was drinking very heavily one weekend when he had passed out and his friends thought he had died. He had no pulse or any breathing. The EMS was called and they showed up to no avail. They could not get any vitals. He was rushed to the local hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was sent to the morgue to be processed, and while he was there, he awoke and started screaming. He brought attention to himself from the mortician, who was dumbfounded he was alive. Charlie had drunk so much alcohol he had put his body into a comatose state, which had slowed his heart and breathing down to nothing. In fact, this has a technical term called PAC, which stands for petrol assist coma. The Texas man is presumed to make a full recovery. I'm gonna let you go first, Dave.
You can let me go first.
You can hear the wheels come to a halt when he's like,
This story is true. This story is true.
I
The man has died and come back to life. I truly believe it. Can you imagine the look on that poor intern in the morgue when he sits up like he sits up knocking on the back? Hey,
You
go
gotta
help!
know. That's the kind of trick that you play on interns, though, in a place like that.
no, you got to know that's some serious drinking.
Well, that is true. You know, your body shuts down. You know, when you get to that day.
I'm giving Bill the evil eye right now, Dave. See what he's doing.
I know. I see you. Got him in the. You look like that.
He's
eagle
in a
getting
think
ready-
tank. I can see.
You
No,
look like that
I'm gonna
eagle
go-
getting ready to get that cat walking across the yard.
I'm gonna go true on this one.
You both wrong.
Yeah, he made the next one up too, Dave.
Did I?
Oh,
What do you mean?
did you pull it straight out of your ass, or what? What was the?
Which one?
Because some of these are just brilliant, even though they're fake. That's
I got a weird mind, Bill.
yeah.
I can think
Drex?
of some stuff.
All right. Dog travels 2,900 miles to get home. Drax, a 3-year-old golden retriever, had been on vacation with his family in Boca Raton, Florida, when he became separated from his family. His family searched for 5 days with no luck in finding Drax. They talked to authorities and locals, leaving their information to be contacted if he was found. The family returned home to Eugene, Oregon, 2,900 miles away. They never forgot about their beloved dog Drax. One day they got a call from an animal shelter in Boise, Idaho, asking if they had a missing dog. Drax was microchipped and picked up by a local in Boise who took him to the shelter where he was scanned with his info and who to contact. It's amazing an animal could find their way home that far away and make it that far before anyone picked them up to see who they belong to. It had taken almost 16 months for the animal to make the trip home. Everyone is safe and sound and back home. Truly an amazing story. I like this story, so I'm going to say true. And Dave is manically searching Google for.
He's trying to see if I'm bullshitting or not. He's
I'm
looking.
checking to see if Oregon to,
That's-
to Florida is 2,900 miles.
It is. It's actually 2990.
2,990.
Mm-hmm.
I know
like
it's 1 day and 20 hours to get there.
I'm going to call true.
Mine says 3,000 miles. So, but I went to Orlando. I don't think it's true. I don't think he went that far. He can't sniff it out that damn far. I mean,
Well, he only made it to Boise. They drove.
But
him
that's
over.
still Idaho.
That's still. That's still. I mean, he knew what way he was
Hey,
going.
you realize he had to go through
Dave.
Kansas City, which has some of the best barbecue. So your
Dave,
sniffer's getting.
No. This is the easiest joke of all. His dogs were barking.
Well, that is true.
Oh no!
It is false.
We
Bill.
phoned that one in.
You're
I'll
gonna
make
have
that
to
one
come
up
up with
too.
some. You're gonna have to come up with some true ones.
I've tried, and there ain't nothing out there worth reporting on. It's
Doesn't
just
matter. You
terrible.
got Bill.
Oh, well, I got Bill twice that time.
Well, that's true. You got me once too. I have heard of people being drunk enough that they've.
Oh
they've
yeah,
went to
I
the
have
motor.
too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
So
But Charlie Three Finger Jackson, come on, just give me 3 fingers of what bourbon? There you go.
yep. You
You
threw
didn't
me
catch
off
that
with the.
part. Oh,
You threw me off with the PAC. I'm like, God dang, he really actually doing research now?
well, I made that up too. I was trying to think of something that sort of sounded legit, and I got to give some good information for Bill to believe it.
I know.
So, okay, are you ready for the best joke ever?
Come on, bring it on there.
Okay. The only reason I heard this joke and I sat down and wrote it word for word so I don't screw it up. But when I heard it, I immediately thought of you, Dave,
Okay.
because this joke is about a guy named Dave. And it's about everyone knows Dave. Now, on my Facebook account, Bill, I bet you out of the people, I got probably 400 or 500 people on mine. I guarantee 175 of them, Dave knows them. And I have no idea how. I mean, it's somebody I went to school with, or somebody a friend of a friend, and every time you look at it, it's always his face for mutual friend every friggin' time. When I asked him, I said, "Do you know everybody?" He's like, "Well, pretty much, you know."
A couple.
Okay, this joke here is called "Everyone Knows Dave." So there's the connection, Bill. Okay.
Gotcha.
So here we go. It says, Dave was bragging to his boss one day, "You know, I know everyone there is to know. Just name someone. Anyone, I know him." Tired of his boasting, his boss called his bluff. "Okay, Dave. How about Tom Cruise?" "No problem, boss. Tom and I are old friends, and I can prove it." So Dave and his boss fly out to Hollywood and knock on Tom Cruise's door. And Tom Cruise shouts, "Dave! Hey, what's happening? Great to see you. Come on in for a beer." Although impressed, Dave's boss is still skeptical. After they leave Cruise's house, he tells Dave he thinks him knowing Cruise was just lucky. No, just name anyone else," Dave says. "President Obama," his boss quickly says. "Yep, old buddies. Let's fly out to Washington," and off they go. At the White House, Obama spots Dave on the tour and motions him and his boss over, saying, "Dave, what a surprise. I was just on my way to a meeting, but you and your friend come on in. Let's have a beer. Let's have a beer.
Beer.
Let's have a beer first and catch up." Well, the boss is very shaken by now, but still not totally convinced. After they leave the White House grounds, he expresses his doubts to Dave, who again implores him to name anyone else. Pope Francis, his boss says. Sure, I've known the Pope for years. So off they fly to Rome. Dave and his boss are assembled with the masses at the Vatican in St. Peter's Square. When Dave says, "This will never work. I can't catch the Pope's eye among all these people. Tell you what, I know all the guards. So let me just go upstairs and I'll come out on the balcony with the Pope." He disappears into the crowd, headed towards the Vatican. Sure enough, half hour later, Dave emerges with the Pope on the balcony. But by the time Dave returns, he finds his boss has had a heart attack and is surrounded by paramedics. Making his way to his boss's side, Dave asks him, "What happened?" His boss looks up at him and says, "It was the final straw, Dave." He says, "You and the Pope came out on the balcony, and the man next to me said, 'Who the hell is out on the balcony with Dave?'" Was that a good one?
That's a good one.
That was a good.
I
In the joke, they used the F word. I was nice and used hell.
Well
But
yeah,
done.
and I
take
kind of
whatever context you want. But when I heard it, I laughed for a good
was
10 or 15
was
minutes.
the true content Dave or was it another name?
No, it was Dave.
Oh, okay.
That's what made me laugh the beginning of it. But
Well,
he's like,
Dave, you do know a lot of people.
"Yes, he does."
Oh, my
When I-
stupid
I'm serious. When I
stepdaughter.
found this, it was you all the way, man.
My stupid stepdaughter says, "Can we go someplace once where you don't know nobody?"
Nobody.
Because we're in the Orlando airport, and I run
Oh, yeah.
into my old boss. You know,
I-
from-
I
and
used to do
she-
that all the time too. We'd run
And
into
the-
people.
Kids would go, "How do you know people here? We don't live here."
Yeah. But that was the last straw when the guy next to me said, "Who's out on the balcony with Dave?" I wrote
Well-
4 pages down to that joke so I didn't mess it up.
You
Well
you
done,
nailed it,
Steve.
brother. That was a good one.
Uh,
That was a good one. Best joke ever.
Well, I thought it was. Funny thing was, it hit so close to home. Far as that is you to a T, dude.
Yeah.
You always know somebody.
Yes.
So
Well, I guess when you stumble off into barbecuing, podcasting, what others? Tractor pulling,
scratch your night.
motorcycle, Harley,
Yeah.
bass fisherman.
You run into a few people, don't you?
Yeah, you do run into a few godly things.
But yeah, when that punchline got to there, I laughed and laughed for quite a while.
That is pretty funny.
So that's my best joke ever.
That was a good one. Well, what else we got, guys? We're kind of winding down here.
Well, I was looking at our Facebook page, and I posted a couple things on here. And when I was here, we were getting responses back from old Ted O'Connell and old Clinton Cox over in Australia. I put a thing on here for some road trains. I said that I'd really like to pull one of them with the 4 trailers, and
Did you see Mike put the giant Hummer on there?
yeah, I seen that. But old Clinton's like, "Well, welcome to Australia, boys."
Yeah, boys.
So, but I don't know. We've been getting quite a bit of
Yeah, we
responses
get.
back with some guys on there, and I've been doing the thing, welcoming new people and stuff. And
You did put a nice Labor Day shout
Yeah.
out up there, and got, like
Yeah.
you said, the road trains.
well, and my
Did you
well,
look at those dump trailers, those road trains? If you
Yeah.
see the second trailer on the back,
They drop sideways.
yeah,
side
but
dump.
if you look at the semi and then the second trailer, right on the back of the second trailer, there's a second 600 horse motor. They put 2 motors
Oh,
on
yeah.
them, and
Oh,
he,
yeah.
it's like the old Pans. He drives both of them from the cab.
The other one I put on there was it said parenting back in my day was old Stacy Keach. The kid's getting ready to put something in the light in the plug, and his
Oh,
mom's like, "No,
yeah.
don't." He's like, "No, let's see what he does."
let him see. Yeah.
And you hear, "Bzz, I bet you won't do that again."
Well, everybody's been talking this year about how hot it is and the heat and everything. And they're going, it's global warming. It's global warming. And when I was growing up, we just called it summertime, so,
Yep.
I mean, it was hot.
Daggum liberals.
Liberal, it's more the news. Oh, by the way, did you guys you never really commented on the Facebook page. Did you like my dump trailer with the couches on it?
Oh, the dump truck, the
Yeah,
flatbed. Yeah, that's NASCAR.
That's old NASCAR
Well,
heaven. That's
I
going.
found that one. I don't think Bill watched it. You need to go down there to Squidbillies, Bill. Did you see
okay.
that one?
Uh,
Can you play that one over the thing?
I'd have to download it first, but
Um, it's a show. It's been out for a while. And I do you
Oh,
see it?
Squid Bill. Yeah, I found it right here.
okay.
Oh,
I found the
it,
couches.
You haven't
yeah.
seen the couch?
But the Squidbillies has this one. They're doing the trucker thing
Yeah,
on the
she's
mic.
sitting in the.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Well, you don't need to see it. You can just listen to it.
Well, I don't know. If, can we play the audio through here somehow?
Um,
Maybe.
I can, uh, if I knew. If you send me, I don't know, send me a link or something.
Well, it's
No,
not
let me
letting
see
me
here. I can do it. I can send it to him. The only problem
because I got an
is
error here or
share
something.
gross.
Invalid URL.
The only thing is, it's going to come across as Facebook.
Yeah, I got Facebook opened right
Here
now.
it is.
Okay.
I got it.
Bill.
I don't know if it's a. You probably can't hear what I'm listening to, can you?
Nope, it's got to be piped through.
Well, here, maybe I can do it this way, or is it going to feedback real hard?
That's just jank.
Anybody got their ears on? Yoo-hoo! Don't be shy, boys. I'm freakier than a lot lizard, and I like to show my boobs over. See, I'm looking for a rag shoe with a sexy trucker man. How about you drop off a load while you're here? Want a little convoy down below the Beltway? All access roads are wide open and the scales are off, honey. You gotta. That's the 10-4 on that one, fat buddy. Get on down here and stop waiting. Pump it off.
That's pretty funny.
Sear into that skin. Papa dog, no. Oh, I had that fish on the hook.
Had that fish.
I'm gonna get laid if it kills me.
I'm going to
Was
get
you able to
laid
hear it
if
okay
it
or-
kills.
or
It
not?
was really soft, but yeah, we could understand it. Yeah. I'm trying to share it with Bill on Twitter.
I couldn't. I don't know how to do it. Get that. But I found that now. I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
Man, no, she rhymed stuff in there I didn't know you could.
Well, the CB noise and stuff was perfect, man. The guy talking back at her and stuff, the sound.
Well, anyway, I guess we ought to wrap it up.
Bill's just like reading something.
All right, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. Get a hold of us in the meantime. We're on the Facebook. We got a Facebook group. They won't let us make
We're
a
on that
Facebook
phone
page
thingy.
because apparently fat truckers is a mean thing to say about somebody. I don't know.
Offensive. You're offensive.
I'm offensive.
We're
They
too
must have made
sensitive.
that rule
Look.
after we made this page, but
Little hate shaming or
yeah.
fat shaming.
Comment directly on the website, 3ftpodcast.org. Email the show at 3ftpodcast.org. We got
Or
a
Dave at
Discord channel.
3FT Pot of Work.
Well,
Or Steve at 3ft.org.
3ftpodcast.org. Don't email me directly. Email
Oh,
the
yeah.
show.
And make sure you put William in
William
there.
on it, please. William.
You will
And
get,
Dear William.
I have a spam filter set up to block everything with the word William in it. So you best
Oh,
Dear Wild Bill.
you call me whatever you want, as long as it ain't William.
yeah.
That'll get
Hey,
you
Bill.
blocked most.
Hey, Bill, did you get the
expeditiously.
new guy? His name's. He sent you an email. No, I didn't get nothing. Yeah, it was
I
under
blocked
William. I
his
seen.
ass.
I done fired him off
Look,
the count.
folks, anybody that's listened to this show for more than 10 minutes knows that I am not Will. Well, I am William, but I'm not William. Not to you. Uh,
He's Wild Bill. Do you know
I'm
Bill
just-
Clinton? Do you know
Yeah,
any
are
other
you
Bill?
I
you
still
related to
say-
Bill?
I'm
I
just
still
a
say
Bill, just a Bill.
Just a lonely old
Oh,
Bill.
yeah. My
Sitting
Schoolhouse
on
Rock.
Capitol Hill.
There's a YouTube page out there that's got all
It's
of
got
the
all
school-
those, yes.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe how many of them there were. But
Oh, there
was-
were a ton.
Yeah, my God, they're fun to watch too.
They are. That was part of our childhood.
Yeah, back when we were being taught something every now and then.
Yeah, now now I can text you how to tuck your wiener between your legs.
How did we get there?
It just
It just
erodes.
goes. It just erodes.
Ah,
I'm an old
Oh.
soul living in a new world. How's that?
oh,
That's
make it stop.
that's the dementia kicking in, Bill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, go check out our website, folks. Like and subscribe on the YouTube, all that good stuff. We'll be back in 2 weeks. That's a fortnight, which is 2 weeks.
Never played it.
I haven't either. We've banned it in this house, and I don't even know what it is. So, anyway, we love you, folks, and I've been Bill.
And Dave.
And for all of you up north, keep your stick on the ice.
That's
Thanks
right.
for stopping by. Have a wonderful week.
We're getting into spice pumpkin time.
Spice
Have a good one, folks.